Exploring the Paradox of Absence, a Sensory Deprivation, Travel Planner Perspective.
Welcome to the Universal Principles podcast. Today we're diving into the paradox of absence, a circumflex euros, the idea that removing a sense can actually heighten our awareness of others. It sounds a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it? I'm excited to explore this. We have a sensory deprivation travel planner joining us. Could you tell us how this principle plays out in your field?
Thanks for having me. What's fascinating about the paradox of absence is how it completely reshapes our experience. As a sensory deprivation travel planner, I design experiences that intentionally limit sensory input. This isn't just about relaxation, it's about recalibrating our senses. On a higher level, it's about scarcity driving appreciation and focus. When we take something away, what remains becomes so much more vivid.
That makes sense. Could you walk us through a concrete example of how you apply this paradox in your travel planning?
Absolutely. A classic example is a silent retreat. By removing the ability to speak and engage in auditory stimulation, individuals often report a significant increase in self-awareness and a deeper connection with their inner thoughts. It's like the silence amplifies the internal dialogue. Another example is a dark room experience. Total darkness forces us to rely on our other senses, making subtle sounds incredibly noticeable and creating a unique sensory landscape.
That's fascinating. So it's not just about taking things away, but about shifting the focus. You mentioned dark room experiences. I've heard about blindfolded dining too. Is it the same thing?
Exactly. With blindfolded dining, the removal of sight enhances the senses of taste and smell, transforming a simple meal into an extraordinary sensory journey. People are often surprised by the nuances they discover in familiar foods. It is about shifting the focus and amplifying the remaining sensations.
It's amazing how these principles connect across different fields. It's like the minimal stimulus principle in sensory deprivation tourism, where less is more. You focus on very few stimuli for maximum impact.
Precisely, and that concept applies beautifully across so many industries and even personal practice. You do not have to be a traveler to employ this. I mean, how many people do you know that could use this kind of practice?
So for our listeners who want to apply the paradox of absence in their daily lives, what practical advice do you have?
Okay, here are 3 quick tips. First, try a digital detox. Dedicate a day or even a few hours to disconnect from social media and technology. Notice how it impacts your awareness of your surroundings and interactions with others. Second, incorporate moments of silence into your day. Even 5 minutes of quiet meditation can help you tune into your inner thoughts and feelings. Third, experiment with sensory deprivation in small ways, such as eating a meal in silence or spending a few minutes in a darkened room. See what you discover.
Great tips. That was an interesting discussion about the paradox of absence and sensory awareness. Thanks for shedding light on how this principle can enrich our lives.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on the Universal Principles podcast.